4. It is actually the first ever John Wick movie that I have seen at the cinemas, which I think is a really weird thing to say. I only got into John Wick purely by accident because I was studying film and TV, and it was a topic of discussion a lot with everyone I was with, and I wanted to finally understand the references, and turns out the references weren't actually in the movie, which is a very cruel thing to do. But John Wick Chapter 4, it's a nice callback to the previous 3 films. It ties itself up with a pretty little bow. It's like beautiful, but this is what I have a problem with the John Wick movies, and it's across the board with all 4 of them. I can't see the storyline. And when you take the action sequences out of the story, it is actually an incredibly boring movie. When you leave the action sequences in, it's the thing that holds the movie together and makes it so well done. I love action sequences. If they are done beautifully, they are perfect. They are chef's kisses. And John Wick does it in a way that you want to marry the action sequences. They don't use the elements against itself. They use the elements with the film. The way that they use the light, the way that they use water, the way that they use traffic. That was a very clever scene. If you know what scene I'm talking about, even I was like, damn, no one's been game enough to do that in any action film I've ever seen. That scene was perfect. Even the way that it calls back to the first scene with the use of a dog. In this movie and in the first movie, there is a dog. Now, everyone says that John Wick started because of a dog. No. My theory, and I'm pretty sure I'm correct on this, it started because his car was stolen. Then it led to the dog that his wife brought him as like a mourning gift, dying, which meant John was forced back into business. It's kind of a symbolism, and this whole franchise ties itself together. Sure, I didn't necessarily like the franchise, but I gave it a go, and I can admit where it's good and where it's bad. The storyline, I can't see a storyline. It felt like it dragged itself out. So like I said, when you take the action sequences away, it's not a movie. It's just incredibly boring. It could have been done in one movie, no problem at all. But they stretched it out and they chopped up the storyline to fit it into 4 movies. Whereas the action sequences, I don't think any of the action sequences in all 4 movies repeat themselves. They obviously have characters popping up from previous movies, which are in this. And I think it's a very interesting way to, I guess, pardon me, show that sometimes life isn't what you think it is, and how sometimes you've got to do things against your own will. And you also got to play a game. A very tricky game, a game that no matter how high the stakes are, there is no winners to it. And it's a very clever way of admitting it. Like, they don't play poker, they play with lives. And it's very scary, but it's very cool. So like, as much as I didn't necessarily like the franchise, I gotta admit, it is pretty good in some other ways. So like, I'm one of those people who are on the fence with it. But like, it's not bad. You gotta admit, John Wick's not bad. It's just, may not be for me.